beautiful people, welcome back. Thanks for spending your Monday with me and tuning in for more sports content. Always gamble responsibly and never ever place a bet on the Baltimore Ravens. I don't gamble, but if I were a person who bet on sports, I would never ever bet on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens again in my life. Different year, high hopes. This is their year. It's their year. It's the same thing every single time. I've seen Baltimore do this more times. It keeps happening over and over again. They did it once, twice, a third time. They'll do it 100 more times. This might be the most disappointed Maryland folks have been in a long time. Every single year in the postseason, they find a new way to embarrass themselves. Huge moment for them. AFC Championship game on the line. Another big letdown. Massively disappointing, but I can't say I'm really surprised. Repeatedly turning the ball over, dropping passes is obviously a losing formula. This team ain't it. Playing in January is an automatic loss. Every playoff game, every January, every year, losing is ingrained in the DNA of this franchise. It's the same tale every season. A winning record, a strong enough record to earn a bye, a top seed, and lose in heartbreaking fashion. And they lose the same way every time. This is a bad pattern. It's not that they just lose the game that's irksome, it's that they lose the same way every year. It's Monday. Let's have a little fun with this. Let's play a game. We're going to play a game, the blame game. It's Blame Game Monday because there's a lot of blame to go around for the Ravens' loss. I don't even know who to start with. It's more than one person. Lamar Jackson is no doubt included in that blame, but he's just too easy to pick on. That's the lazy pick, if you ask me. Seems like it's hard for people to find fault outside of the quarterback every time things go awry for the underperforming team. Every sign obviously points to Lamar Jackson. It's on all of those guys. Here's how I would rank the blame. Number one, Mark Andrews drops a crucial 2-point conversion that ended the Ravens season. He catches that, Baltimore would have tied the game overtime. So this is not all legitimately on Lamar Jackson. I believe in that team loss concept, but it's possible that one guy can be a majority of the blame. Andrews is the majority reason why they lost. And how unfair is it to put all of this on Lamar? And of course, number two, I have to say Lamar is as much to blame. He's less blameless this time, but he shares a lot of the blame and is being criticized nationally, unfairly. And I say unfairly because we're always going to point the finger at Lamar. It's never anybody else's fault but his. You better come at Mark Andrews first before you even try to come at Lamar Jackson. Moreover, the last play of that game was on Andrews. So yes, I'm critical of him for dropping what should have been an easy catch. That's not Lamar's fault that he couldn't haul in an uncontested pass. It's hard just to look at Lamar and say, I'm going to say you're the reason we lost this game. Here's the thing. The Ravens just flat out made too many mistakes. Baltimore's postseason losses are always attributed to self-inflicted wounds that never gets addressed. The biggest thing here, and this is the same story told once again every year around this time. The thing here is that the Ravens find all of the ways imaginable they can hurt themselves. They have literally made it impossible to accomplish anything they want because of the postseason shortcomings. Their divisional playoff loss was largely the result of self-inflicted mistakes. and an interception and 2 lost fumbles. You can't give up turnovers and hope to win. Playoff football is 90% avoiding mistakes. This was, without a doubt, one of the most undisciplined performances, and that's a shame because that's preventable. I do not believe for 1 second that Lamar can lead this team to the Super Bowl. Maybe if he had a tight end who can catch. Last season in the playoffs, I believe Zay Flowers dropped the pass. Maybe if Lamar keeps the football clean, 0 turnovers, playing clean football ups your chances to win significantly. The margin for error just becomes smaller and smaller with each turnover. We pick and choose who we want to call out for a team's loss. And I think because knowing Lamar's postseason record, knowing his postseason history, we can make him the punching bag, right? He's this internet punchline. I think we're at a point where we have to now look at Mark Andrews and say, hey, well, he let the team down when he dropped a pass that would have changed everything. We have to exactly look at that. And I go on the internet and fans ridicule Lamar Jackson for a brutal interception and a costly fumble. That's what you will remember from yesterday. And after that game, I think it was really hard to talk football with the media. No sign of Andrews during the interviews. He was also not available, after yesterday's game. The one thing that hurts, I'm sure, for Andrews is how that game ended. You feel like you let the entire team down. Your night is ruined. You're just not in the best of mood. And the fans, I'm sure, are so deep in depressing that they're probably glad the season is over as they process once again what went wrong. It just seems the Ravens have a way of affecting your mood. Things unraveled pretty quickly in that game. And what it is with this team is that they can't play mistake, turnover-free football in the playoffs. Turnovers in the playoffs, turnovers in playoff games are a killer. Great teams find ways to win. The Ravens don't. They find ways to lose. Every year, there's really no proper way to prepare for what takes place in the month of January. It happens so much, ends like this all the time, that you can almost predict the Ravens are going to shoot themselves in the foot and suffer a crushing loss. And then you're left to wonder what it could have been. And for the Ravens and Lamar, they just can't handle the pressure that comes with the postseason. Unfortunately, in the divisional round, they fall off and into the waters of Niagara Falls in Buffalo. 27-25 was the final as the Buffalo Bills move on to play Kansas City in this year's AFC Championship game. Even more heartbreaking that you only lose by 2. All it takes is 1 point to lose. There is not really much to say when you take a look at this 4-quarter game. No quarterback has done what Lamar Jackson has done. He's a 3-time first-team All-Pro quarterback in his first 7 years. He's about to have more MVPs in his first 7 years than any quarterback. You're great in the regular season. In the playoffs? No. That's not you, bro. I don't even know who you are in the postseason. I forget how you even played all season when the playoffs come, and obviously he forgets how to play football. I'm shocked by Lamar Jackson. One day, if he's to ever win something, I don't know. Lamar has to overcome playoff struggles. His playoff legacy is heavily defined by others dropping the ball on him. His legacy is that he's not a playoff quarterback. And today, as expected, with a loss, everybody is crucifying him. If this makes you feel better about Lamar, He did lead his team down the field, but it was his tight end who dropped the ball. Game over. It was a wrap. Until he finally breaks through in the playoffs, his legacy is a losing record. And lots of fun stats in the regular season. 3-6 in the playoffs and no conference championships, no Super Bowl appearances. It's going to affect his legacy until he wins. So yes, a loss like yesterday's starts a narrative that he can't win the big game, that he can't win the big one. When you're a top 3 quarterback in this league, it comes with an unwritten responsibility. The individual achievements are nice, but ultimately for the Ravens and for their fans, for any fans out there, the ultimate goal is to win a championship. This is this is someone who is serious about winning. You can hear it in how he talks about it. Classic letdown game. Once again, tough to win when you can't score because you're constantly turning it over. A lot of soul searching after this one, though. Everybody wants to come at Lamar. I can tell you, listening to him sound off in that post game yesterday, that's someone who is his own biggest critic. I'm telling you because I've seen it with him. He's a competitor. And by the way, all of you know he wants a championship ring. An MVP trophy is nice, but I'm playing for something bigger. Tough loss for the Ravens. The narrative is so disingenuous, but it is what it is. Yes, he made some mistakes, but he made enough big plays as well. I can't put it all on him. I can't put all this on him. It's going to be the talking point. The playoff woes can't be ignored, but it shouldn't define him. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. I'm getting out of here finally now. It's been a pleasure as always. Thanks for joining me wherever you're watching this. If you're watching this on TikTok, that's awesome. Thank you. Make sure you guys follow back on TikTok. If you guys are watching this on YouTube and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. And we'll talk again very soon. Thanks for watching, everyone, but I'm getting out of here now. You guys take care, and I'll be back with more content. I want to talk about Ben Johnson going to the Bears. The Bears have hired him as their next head coach. That's an interesting conversation to be had. We'll get into that. And then I want to talk a little bit about the Chiefs and people saying that the refs show favoritism and that the refs are on their side and all of this. I want to get into that a little bit more too. And I still want to talk about Josh Allen, man. How can you not talk about this guy? He's amazing, right? And you have seen tremendous growth with him. But we'll get into that too as well. But guys, take care. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys very soon.